I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
Hey Ryan, don't you think your dress today is a bit revealing? She said, eyeing you as you were sitting beside your best friend Fiona, who just declared that your dress is a bit revealing. And she isn't wrong. You are wearing a tight top showing a little of your and a mini skirt, but you did it intentionally. You know why? Just wait and watch. Thanks for informing about what I'm wearing, Fiona. You said in a sarcastic way in which Fiona shook her head. Okay, great, now be sarcastic. But in a while when Professor John will punish you, don't you dare to involve me in it. You licked your dry lips saying his name. Well, don't worry about that, I will not, you said, and she chuckled at you. She knows you very well, that's why she is your bestie, and how much efforts you have put from 2 years to be close to your strict professor, from being an average student to a topper, just to gain his attention, and you improve your personality too, to be on his level. Not changed, but improved. You also used to bully some student at first, but because of him you left that too. Your parents, who live in foreign country, thought their daughter became more mature with time. Well, half of it is true, but half not, maybe because you changed, and the reason is he. Just then you all heard a knocking sound on your classroom door. Everyone became attentive to their seats, and the professor entered. He walked to his desk and chair on stage. While placing his books on it, he removed his blue long coat, which has a denim touch. Then he folded his sleeves a little up, that shows his veiny tattoo arm. Your eyes are blessed to see this view for free, you thought. Then he turned to face the class, with his both hands inside his tight pants pocket. His thick thighs were a present sign of his hard work out. Your eyes never left his whole presence, and finally he spoke. Good morning, students. I hope today we have no disturbance related to our study schedule, he said to all students, but his eyes met yours at his last line. His left eyebrow raised up. At your dressing, maybe. Looks like your beautiful dressing has already been noticed, she whispered to you while you smirked, not hiding it from him too. But he didn't say anything to you and started to teach. What the? Bro, I thought he was going to scold you now, she said in disappointment of not being able to watch a good show of her best friend and professor, but you didn't lose hope. But I don't think that Professor John will not do anything. He will. Let's see. Fiona shrugged, opening her book while you were listening to every word he was teaching, and every 2 or 3 minutes you both had a little eye contact too. It's like you both give each other some trust eyes and then look away. And this chapter is important for the finals. So I'll be glad if you all go through it again, and if you're having a problem, ask me. Saying this, he walked down from the stage to students and passed beside every student to make them concentrate on study. As the finals are close, Layla and Josh focus on the book rather than each other. He said this to a cute couple who were just talking. How bad? You saw that he almost reached by your desk and you were sitting outside of it. You looked at Fiona, who eyed you, and then pen was placed on the desk. She winked at you and then looked at her book. You understood what she meant, and you did like that. You pretend that your pen fell down and you leaned down to pick it up, that now showed a bit much of your upper skin. He was just standing a foot away and saw everything. He sneakily smirked and sat up properly. Without knowing, he gulped a heavy lump of his throat and licked his lower lip, making it wet. Standing just beside you, he suddenly leaned beside your shoulder. You got a bit shocked, but didn't flinch. Miss Ryan, here, this line is written wrong. You should be focused, he said, but suddenly whispered, don't you dare to do it again, or you will be punished hard this time. You felt shivers going down your spine. Fiona heard it and controlled her laugh. He stood back properly and walked back to the stage and started to teach further. After a few minutes, the class finished and students started to leave. Miss Ryan, he called you while you were still sitting in your place. You stood up, that now your whole dressing style was showing off. Yes, Professor, he looked at your dressing and then spoke. After classes, meet me in my office. Saying this, he left the classroom while leaving a last gaze at you. Ryan, I don't know what he is going to say, but if this time you didn't tell him about your feelings and he didn't notice it, then you're going to leave this shit. He chuckled and gripped your books on your chest, speaking while walking downstairs with your friend. How can I, when he is the one due to whom I began to change, began to fall to be steady, since I have known him I have started to move onward. Every place, every journey, he has become everything for me. Many nights, he was the cause of my tears, and many days, he is the cause of my laughter. Even if you will look in my eyes, you will only find him. Now people don't recognize me from what I have become in these 2 years. He completed the lacking ability inside me without him knowing. He has become the territory of my love. Your smile never stopped talking about him, and that's what fascinates you even more. How can someone like you be this much fond of someone? Girl, you have gone crazy in love. Like this, your day in university is finished. You didn't forget about meeting your professor, even you were excitedly waiting for time to pass fast. And now you are standing just outside of his office. You took a deep breath, exhale, and inhale. Yes, now I'm ready to go inside, you thought, and knocked at the door. Hearing a calm come in, you opened his office door slowly and entered. He was sitting on his main chair while his white shirt top two buttons were open. His half sleeves were folded up, his forehead was on display, making you go crazy. His office room was filled by smelly and baby touch scent. You were already feeling comfortable in his space. No worries, no disturbance, only him and you. Professor, you called me in your office. He finally closed the file he was reading and diverted his attention to you. Your eyes met his. What were you doing all 5 minutes standing outside my office, Miss Wayan? He asked in his manly and slow voice. You girl thinking of some excuse. I just... Nothing. Nothing? He repeated your words with his raised eyebrow. His habit when he is suspicious about something. Yes, nothing. He nodded, not talking much. He stood up from his chair walking towards you, his hand inside his pants pocket. He stood just 2 feet away from you with his desk, folding his arm over his broad chest. Your parents called me yesterday. He spoke, making you confused. You didn't do anything wrong, and even your grades are so good, then why? May I know the reason? You respectfully asked. He's a professor, not a random person. Jung nodded again. They wanted me to teach you Spanish language and literature both. You were shocked to hear it. Yes, you wanted to learn it, but the reason you wanted to learn it now is going to teach you their language. Wow. Oh yes, I requested my parents to find a tutor to teach me Spanish, but I didn't know that they would ask you. He chuckled. Okay, calm down. Now, may I know the reason you wanted to learn Spanish? He asked, looking at you while you looked down. The heck, you can't even lie while standing in front of him. Not a big reason, just randomly. He licked his lips and shrugged his shoulder, not being too personal if that will make you uncomfortable. Okay, then I'll see you today at 7 p.m. at your house to tutor. Is that okay? What, he already said yes to my parents to teach me? Yeah, sure. Good, now you can leave, he said, going back to his desk, and you turned to go, but he called you. Wayan, by my name? No, Miss Wayan. You turned to face him. Be careful with your dressing next time. If you are not comfortable with it, you almost face-palmed in front of him. Yes, I'll make sure, thank you. You left his office, he's right. You wore this dress but ended up wearing a oversized jacket over it because of uncomfortable stairs, and you yourself were uncomfortable wearing it while walking, sitting. At night, it was still an hour before 7 p.m., so you were just rooming in your innerwears in your house. Just a few minutes ago, you talked to Fiona and told her everything. She just burst out on you after hearing it and decided to visit you. She will be here in a minute, and you feel comfortable with her in innerwear, so you were waiting for her and cleaning your house a little bit. Suddenly it started to rain. It's raining now. You run to your room balcony to take your clothes inside, which you left after laundry. After finishing your work, you came down and the doorbell rang. Fiona must be here, you said, and went to open the door. Fiona, come inside fast, it's raining. You said and turned, not seeing who just entered your house because you just unlocked it and the other person opened the door. Are you feeling cold? I hope you are not wet. Should I bring a towel? You were walking until you heard the voice you never expected right now. Towel will be better. You gasped and turned. Your professor was standing just some feet away. He was a little wet from head to shoulders because of rain. His hair was messy and wet. Damn, how he was looking, but you noticed he was sweating. You followed his gaze that was giving you a weird feeling. He was looking at your clothes. Now your eyes widen when you remember you're just wearing your inner clothes. Not even full clothes. Professor June, I'll be back. Saying this, you ran to your room. Closing the door, you breathed and looked at yourself in the mirror. What a dumbass I am. You slapped your cheeks, checking it's not a dream. Why, what will he think about me now? This is so embarrassing. Mom, you started sulking and almost crying, but then you remember he was waiting downstairs and he was wet too. What if he caught a cold? So you quickly wore an oversized hoodie and went back. You walked to him with slow steps with a towel in your hands. Your face was all red because of embarrassment. He stood up from the couch and held the towel from your hands and started to rub it on his hair. You started to stare at him while he was drying his hair and shirt. You didn't even blink while looking at him. Miss Ryan, is there something on my face? He asked with a chuckle and you quickly shook your head. No. Actually, I came to a nearby library of your home and then the rain started. I don't want to waste your and mine time, so I came here early. I hope you don't mind it, he said with a smile on his face. Smile? Oh my god, this smile is so beautiful. No, it's okay. I hope you didn't catch a cold. He nodded and you got a call. You picked it up. Yes, Fiona. Fine, bro. It's raining too heavy. I don't think I'll be able to come. Loki smiled and thanked God for raining. It's okay, take care. You got the call. Did you have other plans and I ruined it? I'm sorry. No, Professor, please don't be sorry. And please sit, I'll be back in a few minutes. You quickly went to make a hot tea for him. He sat down thinking how cute you were looking in that hoodie. Even imagine how cute you would look if you wore his hoodie. But I'm thinking, she's my student, I shouldn't be thinking like this. He scolded himself until you came back with tea. There was no need for it, he said in a most respectful manner. But I'd like to do even more for you. You whispered to yourself. Did you say something? You shook your head. He picked up the tea and took a sip. His face looked like he was disgusting over tea and angry. You became sad that he didn't like it. So tasty. You looked at him being confused. Professor, it's okay if you didn't like it. I'll not mind, I promise. No, please sit first. You said and sat beside him at a good distance. Actually, it's my habit of making an angry face when I find food tasty. You laughed, not believing and also believing. How can someone be this cute and hot at the same time? You're so cute. You said while laughing, but freezed when you realized what you just said. I will bring my books. You ran to bring books while Jungkookff laughed now at your childish behavior and she was calling me cute. In a few minutes you came back with books and he started to teach you because you have only one set of books, so he sat more close to you to teach you. That now his shoulder was almost touching you. You were focusing on him, then learning the subject. Miss Ryan, answer this. Miss Ryan. He again called you and now looked at you who was staring at him. Are you not enjoying the view too much? Yes, you said unintentionally and then slapped your mouth. He chuckled. Focus on studying. Gulping, you started to make sentences in Spanish. Professor, how about I make sentences on my own, not from a book? That's good. Give me some examples. He sat straight, diverting his attention to you. Me gusta como me enseñas. I like the way you teach me, you said, taking him off guard. And one more. Eres la mejor persona en mi vida. You're the best person in my life. His eyes now left your face and you liked it. Did I say right? You asked him to hear him. His cheeks were red now. He looked down, trying his best to not smile, and you noticed it. They say that sometimes when you don't want to express your inner feelings in your language because the opposite person will understand it, then try other languages or silent talk which include eyes. But I thought other languages can work, you said, confessing your inner feelings. That's surprising, and your heartbeat stopped beating for his further words, or overwhelming too. He smiled shyly. Miss Ryan, from a long time I was noticing your behavior and being a mentor. I can see what my students are getting themselves into. At first, when I thought you were just being childish, I decided to stop you. But then, when I found out that you were improving your character and personality and it was showing a positive result, then I stopped. But I also forgot to stop myself from noticing you. Your heart was beating so fast. But the time was passing so slow and his words were echoing in your ears. I forgot that I am only a professor and you are a student, and your inner self attracted me towards it. I was so happy when your parents called me and told me that you have become more mature and responsible. It was a big achievement for me. Then I started to watch you more, and by the time I didn't realize that while only watching how deep I have gone, that it's impossible to be back. His each and every word gave you the biggest happiness. It was so overwhelming that you forgot how to speak. Only your eyes were looking at him and your ears were hearing him. It's your last year, by the way, and I decided to confess soon, but you won't, I think. You giggled at his words. Time is changing, Mr. June. Now it doesn't matter if the guy is confessing first or the girl. He made a shocked face, shockingly. Oh, then I'm already old, I think. You're not old, but you are more mature and more experienced in life. By the way, you really made beautiful sentences. I have one too. What? ¿Te gustaría convertirte en la persona más preciosa de mi vida, mi amor? Will you like to become the most precious person in my life? You cupped your mouth with your hands, shocked. Am I hearing right? He nodded. You jumped and hugged him excitedly. Si lo haré, mi amor. Yes, I will, my love. But why were you wearing your innerwears at this time? He asked, making you all blushing mess. I feel comfortable like that. You said, not making eye contact with him. He leaned closer to your ear, placing your head behind your ear. What if I try to make you comfortable in my ways? You remember that you were wearing in university? You still need to be punished for it.